In oogenesis, the time of the oogenesis, there are means complete phases of the oogenesis can be divided into three steps. First is known as multiplication, second is known as growth phase, and third is known as maturation, in which division take place. So multiplication phase, what is multiplication phase? So answer is this, that in this phase, in multiplication phase, in multiplication phase, germinal epithelium, its oogonia cells divide and redivide and making several oogonia cells, as I taught to you. Hence follicles are found. In starting, these are what kind of the follicles? So these follicles are primordial follicle. Okay, now these follicles, so these primordial follicle, and these are not one or two, these are millions in number. But after that, these growth phase started. In this growth phase, increasement of the size of the follicle increases, and but before it I told to you that nucleus of oogonia cell, which is present in center, it is divided and make and arrested in diploid state of the prophase first. Hence it get converted into primary follicles. Okay, so now primary follicles are found, and number of the primary follicles are not 1, 2. Number of the primary follicles are more, as millions of the primary follicle, in which one oocyte, which nucleus arrested in diploid state of the prophase first, and it is surrounded by one cell thick granulosa. This is known as a primary follicle, and these primary follicles are not 1 or 2 in number, their number is more. As I told you before that in last of the first month, if we are going to count the number of the follicles, so these are 1700. If we are counted it in second month, so in second month their number is approximate. Their number is 6 lakh. It means in last of the second month, if we are going to count the number of the primary follicle in embryonic state, so number of the primary follicles are how many? 6 lakhs. After that, if we count the number of primary follicle in end of the 5th month, then we are found that number of primary follicle is approximately 7 million. How many millions are here? So 7 millions are here. Now these 7 million means last of the 5th month, number of the primary follicles are 7 million. Say 7 millions. After that, atresia started. Atresia means death of the follicle start, and due to the death of the follicle, several follicles are dead because there is tough competition among the follicles for the nutrition. So several follicles are formed. As that's why if we are going to count the number of follicles, so their number decreases, and at the time of the birth, primary follicles are left. Only 2 million follicles are left at the time of birth, and after that, after birth, this atresia also continue up to the puberty. It means up to the age of the 13th year, and at the time of the puberty, number of the primary follicles left only 60,000 to 80,000. This part I was completed in last video, but today again I taught to you here. So now growth. So what is the meaning of the growth? So actually the primary follicles which are formed here, now their size increases. So in growth phase, I am telling to you, increasement of the size of follicle due to accumulation of the nutrient, or you can say that vitellogenesis means accumulation of the yolk. But yolk not present in always, because eggs are of different type as on the basis of the amount of the yolk, as alecital, microlecital, mesolecital, and megalecital. So human egg is alecital. It means in case of the human, yolk is not present. But okay, yolk is not present, but due to the accumulation of the nutrient, it means automatically cytoplasm increases. It means due to the increasement of the protoplasm, size of follicle increases. In another cases, as in case of the at least microleucistal, small amount of the yolk present, mesoleucistal, as in case of the frog, more amount, slightly moderate amount of the yolk present, and megaleucistal, as in case of the bird and insect, more yolk present. So here in all the cases, size of the egg cell increases due to accumulation of the yolk. But in case of the human being, I told you that there is no yolk, but nutrient, due to the accumulation of the nutrient, size of the oocyte increases. So this process, you can use the word vitellogenesis, and due to the accumulation of this nutrient or yolk, size of follicle increases in this way, as our size of the oocyte increases in this way. In case of the human, it is increases 200 times. In case of the hen, it is increases 200 times. In case of the frog, it is increases 2000 times. And in case of the Drosophila, it is increases 90,000 times. How much? 90,000 times. So it means that is the meaning of the growth phase. After that, maturation. So last phase, that is known as maturation. So what is maturation? So in this phase, meiosis division is completed. That's why it is known as the maturation phase. So large oogonia, which is present in center, okay, in primary oocyte. So after puberty, in each reproductive cycle, it means in each menstrual cycle, one primary follicle get converted into secondary, then tertiary, then Graafian follicle, as I explained it in starting. So think. Now in this part, I will discuss only the meiosis division, how the meiosis division are completed here. So large oogonia cell which is present in center. First of all, its meiosis started. What kind of the meiosis? Meiosis first. And this meiosis first started and arrested in which state? So it's a nuclear arrested in diplotin stage of the meiosis division. Okay, now this oogonia which is present in center of the primary follicle, now it is known as primary oocyte. So now complete follicle is known as primary follicle, and centrified now oogonia is known as primary oocyte. But think, meiosis first is completed only, and in this way, and it is not completed actually, it is arrested in diplotin state of the prophase first. That's why it is 2n, not n. After that, primary follicles get converted into secondary, then in tertiary. Then I told in last state of the tertiary follicle, when all layers are formed except two layers. One, zona pellucida, which is secreted by secondary oocyte, and corona. When all the layers are formed, in that time meiosis first is completed. When meiosis first is completed, so one polar body, small cell is formed, that is known as first polar body, and a large cell formed, that is known as the secondary oocyte. First polar body and large cell, that is known as the secondary oocyte is formed here. Okay, but nucleus of the secondary oocyte is now haploid. Okay, but it is arrested in which state? So it's a nucleus. Meiosis first completed and meiosis second start, and meiosis second in metaphase state of the meiosis second. It means metaphase second. In metaphase second, it is arrested due to effect of one factor that is known as metaphase promoting factor. Okay. Now here secondary oocyte form, it is haploid in nature, and now meiosis second is completed only at the time of fertilization, when sperm touch to the ovum. So suppose that when this secondary oocyte after the ovulation reached into the abdominal cavity, then after that it reached into the fallopian tube, and it is waiting for the sperm in ampulla region of the fallopian tube, and suppose that sperm reached here and it touched. So as sperm touched to the secondary oocyte, in this time meiosis second completed, and due to the completion of the meiosis second, one second polar body form and one new cell is formed, that is known as actually ovum, or you can use the word ooted. Very interesting point, ooted. Okay, so this point is important because here we use the word ooted. So on the basis of the factor, you may say as that age sperm touch to the ovum. So MPF turn off and APC start. It means anaphase promoting complex started. So due to this reason, because AMPF means metaphase promoting factors stop its work and APC start its work. That's why anaphase, telophase, and after that it is finished. So due to this, in this way you can say that ooted formed only when meiosis second is completed at the time of fertilization. Okay, thank you.